War. War never changes.
My name is Quinn Kuslich, and I love the Fallout series. Like many others, I have spent countless hours of my life exploring the wastelands of the post-apocalyptic role-playing game. I discovered my love for Fallout when I found Fallout New Vegas in a discount DVD bin at a Best Buy in 2012. At the time, I had no idea that it would become my favorite game of all time, resulting in countless hours of enjoyment. Once I had beaten the game more than a few times, I purchased Fallout 3 and the cycle repeated. My thirst for these games could not be quenched, and when Fallout 4 was announced, my excitement was at an all-time high. When it finally came out in November of 2015, I played it to completion. Though it was far from my favorite, and the main story was generally lackluster, I still spent hours exploring the desolated Commonwealth. The world itself felt so real, and the game was packed with some of the most engaging side quests and characters in the entire series. But this video is not about the game, but rather the art itself. When I began my freshman year of college, my father gave me the art book of Fallout 4 as a way to motivate and inspire me as I began my career in VR development. I wanted to use this video as an opportunity to showcase the book by taking an inside look at the pages themselves. I, along with my girlfriend, attempted to analyze how the concept artists who worked on this game created the world that the player ultimately inhabits. Pre-production is integral in all forms of art, and I feel that this book is a perfect example of how a simple idea becomes an immersive reality. The rest of this video will consist of a simple flip-through of the book, and Deanna and I will talk about the art itself. I would like to mention that Deanna is an illustrator and concept artist who has never actually played a Fallout game. I feel that this will result in some interesting reactions to the art overall. I would like to specify that the reactions to the book were recorded in podcast style, so you will be seeing our reactions in an unscripted format. That being said, let's take a look at the art of Fallout 4.
It's off the bat quite a pleasing book. Also, excuse the blanket that we're using. Is this one of the characters that you play as?
No, I mean, it's not, that's the player character. You can make him look however you want.
Oh, cool.
That's one of their original designs from what I can tell.
He's got long legs, my dude. I like the costume design a lot. It's really unique. I haven't really seen anything like that before. This is my jam. This looks pretty cool. If they did like a pan over in the game where you could like see the devastation, that'd be really awesome. It looks like they spent a lot of time with the environment. Jeez, that's actually really cool. For this one, I just like how everything looks like it fits together. Like it's very cohesive and it feels like a real world. And it feels like whoever left it after a huge boom in technology and the world just kind of like crumbled away. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. This is fun. Very like Photoshop painty. But this I love, this pastel. It looks very like fun and 50s. Like if I was a female in the 50s, this would be my aesthetic, be my mood board for the day. I guess this is like a little bit of storytelling. So maybe it's not Doomsday. Maybe it is. I don't know.
You didn't notice the nuke there.
No, I didn't. I just thought it was a pretty cloud. And then I was like, oh, that's not a pretty cloud. This is a really cool action scene. Oh my god, do I get a dog? I swear if I get him to be my dog. Oh, this stuff's really cool. I really like to work with pen and do just like sketchy stuff like this. So this is really cool to see like their environment design. I wonder if they actually went places and kind of got reference, or if this is
all from their
like,
heads.
Not really all from their heads, just like pulled from different sources. These are fun. They look like really big scribbles. The world. This is probably the part that I'm going to be most interested in when I play the game. So my expectations is I'm hoping to see all of this. Like I'm hoping that this comes through as decrepit and lifeless as it's showing here. And also just like the shape language, I hope that really comes through in the game. This is really cool concept art. Color keys. I like this a lot. This actually looks like they did go out and get reference of different places.
The game itself takes place in Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe this is from Boston, for sure. The marshes. I don't know if I've ever seen a marsh. I'm from Pennsylvania, so it's not too far away from Boston. The mountains, I believe. And, like, the old towns. This looks pretty believable. Some of this still looks identical today. I don't know what time. What time does this?
2077 is when the bombs fell.
Oh, it's like futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I getting 50s vibes?
It's retro-futuristic.
Retro-futuristic.
That's why. You'll notice it when you're playing. That's what I love about it.
I feel like this style is so different from this. Like, this looks kind of like fun, something you'd see in like a little animation, like a DreamWorks animation. And then this is the end of your life. Ladies are invited, though.
I feel like there's some hope to be found there. If you really look at the way that it's lit, like, it doesn't look like absolute despair, I'd say.
No, it kind of, like, with the light coming from
the sky,
the east, it usually symbolizes like hope. Usually when it's coming from the west, it's symbolizing like the end of a time. So
that's another piece that really resonates with me, the player character and the dog.
Yeah, this one's really cool. I really enjoy the color palette. They went for more of like a classic one, it seems like. So is this like actual shots from the game? Like test shots?
No, these are high renders, I believe. What do you mean by a classic color palette?
Like,
for someone who doesn't paint, which is me.
I'm thinking of like burnt umbers, reds, yellow ochre.
Is that not something that's used a lot?
Is that nerd talk? No, it's just like the color palette.
You're supposed to nerd
the
talk
color palette works because you have like cool blues coming in with like the warmer reds and the warmer yellows. So you have like just a really nice source of it has a feeling of life and light, which is very different from if it wasn't kind of an end of the world game, like where there was no hope. I feel like it would use darker colors, cooler colors, like a lot of purples, a lot of blues, but there's a lot of warm colors mixed in, so kind of hopeful. That's what I'm saying. Although it looks like they explored a lot of colors. I'm like so intrigued by the different environments. I don't know, I feel like this could be a pretty successful game. It seems like they got a lot of different artists with a lot of different styles to push their work in.
It's mixed reviews in the game. Like, people like me really love it because it was wonderful and I got a lot of joy out of it. Others absolutely hate it and don't think it belongs as a Fallout game. It really depends on who you talk to. It just happens to be me. I liked this game. I was really excited for it when I found out it was getting announced. I was 16 and I waited in line for like 2.5 hours to get it on release day.
What a nerd.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, this is cool.
I absolutely love this piece. I love that they decided to make a full spread for it, and this robot in the background is absolutely gorgeous, and the amount of detail they put on without actually exposing very much of him is so clear. It's wonderful.
That is so cool.
I love these gray studies as well.
Grayscales, thumbnails.
What is this? Is this more of like a high render? Like, how long do you think this would take you to do?
This is just concept art showing like this is what, when you give this to the modeler, that shows them this is the kind of lighting they need, or this is where you need our shadows.
So this is what I like. This is what I look at when I'm making an Unreal scene.
Yeah.
I was just asking Deanna to clarify for you guys.
So like when I do the work, I need to think about what lighting would be applicable.
Yeah. But when I'm doing the work, I'm going to focus on something like this, especially within Unreal. I need to know exactly what lighting Deanna, as a concept artist, is trying to get me
like, this is what I do. I do a lot of stuff like this, like playing around with the different lighting, playing around with shadows, playing around with like shapes with the clouds and the different things pointing out of the water.
Do you think you'd be capable of doing something this high of quality?
Yeah, I do. I really enjoy this type of style.
Do you think you could nail this style?
I feel like I would incorporate my own. I don't really want to copy someone else's style, but you can always take pieces from other people's work.
What would you take from this that you don't presently use?
The painting style. I tend to have like a softer painting style. People always say it like looks soft. Like the edges are hard, but it looks soft. And whereas this looks like a little bit harder. Let me find a good...
This is a direct contrast from the environments we've been looking at earlier.
I know, it's really pretty. I kind of want to, like, if I had to explore a world, this one would be the most changing, like the most graphic one that would. And they have like little floor plans.
Love this.
God, you can see like all of his insides. This is really cool. I've looked at this book so many times, but for some reason I don't think I've ever seen this part of the book. I think I always look at this part of the book.
This is one of my favorite parts of the book. God, I just love the amount of detail they put into the characters.
I wonder if these are the characters. I really like this character a lot. Like a lot. This might be one of my favorite characters. Are these characters that you encounter along the way?
Some of them, yes. Others did not make it into the final product. Others are changed from what they were in the concept art book.
This character is really cool. Oh my god, look at her cart. Dang, that's really cool looking. You guys, if you were here, you'd smell the new book smell. Even though it's
Which is
not a new
weird. We've
book.
owned this for years now.
It just smells like book, you know? It smells like a good book. I really like this painting style. The average Joe. I remember studying, sorry, yawning. I remember studying this character a little bit freshman year. So I'm a junior now. We're both juniors in college at Ringling College.
There are some students at Ringling that did work on this game.
This is the painting style that like really intrigues me. I just like the looseness of it because if you get up close, there's so many things that are unfinished, but it reads really well. That's like one of the best kinds of painting. What is this? Where's Waldo? Literally.
Oh my god. I never noticed that. You literally just found like an Easter egg in the book.
Is that an Easter egg?
That has to be an Easter egg. Why? That's not in the game.
I hope Waldo's in the game. That's what I'm going to play for. I'm going to play to find Waldo. This is really cool that they used actual watercolor. So many people aren't using traditional medias anymore. But like this is really well done. Roller design.
Let's just don't.
These are really cool styles. George Pratt was doing stuff like this.
Is that hard to do?
I don't know. I don't know. Your definition of hard is different because you don't know how to draw. Oh my god.
Ow.
Oh, I don't
think
like
you're
this
gonna
whole
like this
section.
section at all. Hey, you gotta go through it at least.
I'm going through it. I'm just not touching them. Be cool to sculpt in ZBrush though. I like that guy.
The seagull?
He's kind of cute. And this guy goes meep.
Oh, they're called rad gulls.
Why are they all called rad?
Because they're heavily irradiated. That's why they look like that.
Oh. I just thought it was because they were rad, you know? That's terrifying. Actually, all these are really terrifying. Is this like the darker worlds? Are these all the enemies?
These are enemies that you do fight, yes. You can sneak around them if you up your stealth skill, though.
What did they sculpt this in? Is some of the, I guess it's probably both ZBrush
I have
and
no
Maya.
idea.
Oh, this is really cool.
I love these.
It's really cool how much thought they put into the character. Because, like, if this is the final character that you actually see in the game, you don't ever see any of this.
What's cool is if one of these guys show up, you can blast pieces of his armor with your rifle, and it'll, like, slowly chip away and reveal what's underneath.
That's such a cool concept.
And
I just want to say, this style is so different than from what we were looking at back here. Like, the technology versus...
Well, it's clear they had a whole team of artists. Well, wait, hold on. There you go. Like,
I'd love to sculpt this.
right there. You can see they're kind of the same thing. Sorry, guys. I'm also holding the light, so if it's moving too much, that's my bad.
Weapons.
I love the weapon designs in these games are so cool. Like, pretty much every game art student looks at this book for weapon
They're so
reference.
original. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. I really want to know where they got their inspiration from, because it can't just be from normal guns,
The
obviously.
best thing is a lot of these guns you assemble yourself and can customize parts of them as well. So
This
they had
game
to
must-
model like extra shit that some people might not even see. Look, see? This is where they have like all of the things you can customize your weapon with.
That just seems like so much.
Look at that, see? There's like all the different iterations of this one gun.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe they put much thought into it.
Put a lot of work into it.
Vehicles. I actually love vehicles a lot. This is really cool. Really cool shape design.
Yeah, actually the cars in this game are fusion powered. You don't drive any cars in this game, I just want you to know that now.
What? Why would they make cool cars like this and you don't even get to drive them?
I don't know.
Do I get to drive a motorcycle? Do I get to ride in a camper? Okay.
No.
Don't answer. Did
You
you?
do not. That's
This is really cool.
That's a cool character. He's actually from Fallout 3, that giant robot. So he made an appearance in an older Fallout game as well.
See, this makes it look like I'm gonna get to fly these things, or at least like be in the ship while someone else
You
is
can
flying.
be in those ships, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
But you
Just-
mean I don't get a rusty, trusty
like,
tractor?
yeah, you can't just like drive a car through the wasteland hitting everything in your way. I know why they didn't do that. It would have been such a pain in the ass to optimize and program.
Do it anyways.
Look at that submarine. Look at
This
the
looks like-
shape of that submarine though.
It looks like a fish. Looks like a little shark.
It's very cool.
Not really a little. So now we're back to this style. This is
love this
this
stuff.
is what I'm really interested in. I quite enjoy.
So if you
prop
worked at a
design.
video game company, this is what you would want to do.
Yeah, all of the stuff that you don't really think about, but is such an important element. Like all the stuff that you walk past that makes the scene.
You as the gamer.
Yeah, but you don't see it because you're so immersed in everything else. But this is the reason that you're immersed and you don't realize it.
Because the world itself is believable when you work on assets like this. This is also something that I, as a VR developer and modeler, work a lot on, is adding these little tiny things that seem very insignificant, but as a whole, they really tie your entire scene together.
Like just coming up with so many different ways to represent these things is so awesome.
As well as just like thinking about like the practical use for these objects. Like
what would someone use that object for? Is it believable that they would use this, or is it just a bunch of buttons on a panel that you slapped on a wall? You have to think about that when you're designing objects like these, which is why Deanna is so useful, because she can help me design stuff and then I can model it.
This book is so big. There's so many things I've never even seen before.
It's kind of a good thing we sat down and really looked through it all. You know, actually, I have a few of these posters in my room. They gave them away as like a collection when you bought the game.
That's really cool.
And these are all like products that were being advertised pre-war sales products and stuff.
I want Jangles. He looks kind of fun.
Jangles the Moon Monkey. I love that poster.
That's pretty cool.
I want that poster so bad.
Oh, it's cool how they show like how it's been ruined. What is this, like play on our own?
Well, it takes
history?
place in Boston, which is like a super historical.
Yeah, Tea Party. This would not exist in Boston. This is so weird. It's so weird. You have this one.
What's that stuff in the lower left corner there?
I don't know.
That's
I feel
cool.
like they just hired like a whole bunch of illustrators with just very different styles, and we're like, all right, have at
in
it.
the upper right.
Sure. This is a cool poster. Take that. I actually really like.
Look at all the comic book covers they did on the other page. Jesus, those are amazing.
Like, this isn't really my style. I like the stuff that's more painted.
Like
Personally,
that?
yeah, I like this is more painted. And he has like a lot of expression, which I find really nice. This is really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, Tesla magazine. So these are in-game perk magazines. So when you grab one and use it, like you read it, it ups like a realistic perk you have. And like you have a set of skills kind of, and I'll have to explain this all when we're playing it. It's gonna kill me inside, but I'll do my best.
Oh, are these like actual
yes,
key art?
So this
is what the game is.
This is in the game. This is not. The game's a little bit more down-res than this, and you'll notice it, but it's because it's a giant world and they had to optimize it somehow. That was like a high-class render.
I cannot wait to see my dog. I don't want to welcome home to that though. Oh, this is cool. So this is how they like block it in.
Oh wow, I've never seen that. That's so cool. This actually looks like some early Ringling student art of people that I know.
Oof.
This is how far VR gets, and then we pass it off to Deanna.
This is nicer than what VR does.
That was rude.
I would like to thank all of the people who watched this video. I really enjoyed creating this with Deanna, and we will be creating more videos together in the future. As for more content involving specific art books, I plan on covering a large range of these art bibles from various video games and TV shows that pertain to my specific career and interests. I will continue to collaborate with other artists to create informative and entertaining content for my channel, and for those who are interested, I have put links to Deanna's portfolio and YouTube channel in the description. She is an incredibly hardworking and talented artist, who never fails to inspire me. My next video will likely be a tutorial centered around building to the Quest 2 from Unreal 4.25, as it has been requested more than a few times in the past few weeks. The next art book I will be covering on this channel is entirely up to Deanna, but she will be choosing between the art of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, or The Mandalorian.